The Lord is gradually bringing Egypt to its knees. Where in Joseph's time the Lord had saved Egypt and made her economy boom in a time of severe famine, now Pharaoh's recalcitrance will leave it ravaged and barren. His heart hardening is sometimes attributed to himself and sometimes to God. Pharaoh's reaction is strange. Gods and magic were the warp and woof of ancient life. From cradle to grave and in every aspect of life, there were gods involved. Sacrifices, magic, incantations, prayers, appeals, liturgies, amulets, idols, omens, and so on. The gods were always appealed to for the blessings of rain or the rising of the Nile, good growth of crops, fertility amongst the women, fighting wars. If something did not turn out as prayed for, and especially if the result was unusually bad, or if there was a plague, an angry god was behind it and had to be appeased. Something was left undone in the service of this god, and it had to be fixed and paid for. Therefore, if just one of these plagues befell the Egyptians, surely Pharaoh and his priests and magicians would make it a priority to find out whatever was missed, which god was not properly served, and what was the action to be taken. In this next series of plagues, we start to see things that have never been seen in Egypt before. Yet still, Pharaoh turns away. It is an astonishing display of insolence and pride. Pharaoh and all the gods of Egypt have obviously been greatly insulted by this unknown desert god who demands the freedom of the Hebrews. An honor contest has been entered into not only on a national but a divine scale, though to the ancient mind there was no difference. To defeat a people was to defeat the gods that protected them. But as these plagues progress, we start to see even Pharaoh's officials complain. The magicians themselves are affected by the boils. Their magic cannot protect them, and perhaps cannot heal them either. They are encountering a power the likes of which they have never seen in all their years of occult practice. We also see now Moses taking action. Beforehand it was Aaron who would do the lifting of the staff or the striking with it. Now Moses is seen to do it. The fifth plague sees the livestock destroyed with a deadly pestilence, and once again the Lord protects the Israelites. Pharaoh even checks to see if this is the case, and it is. The sixth plague uses soot thrown into the air to create boils. The Egyptians normally use sun-dried bricks instead of kiln-fired, so this soot does not seem to represent the labour of the Israelites as is sometimes suggested. It could be a furnace for burning the carcasses of dead animals. There was an Egyptian ritual for ending pestilence by scattering ashes. If this is the connection here, then this soot begins a plague rather than ends one. This is also the one which affects the magicians themselves. The seventh plague is hail. This one will destroy what is left of the livestock and any humans caught in it. They are warned to keep life inside. Interestingly, there are those of the Egyptians who feared the Lord and did as advised. Of course, there were those who did not. Once again, Israel was spared. The honor contest continues. The Lord tells Moses that the wonders he will do here will be told by their grandchildren. He will make fools of the mighty Egyptians. Locusts are the eighth plague, destroying whatever is left after the pestilence and the hail. The country is in ruins. The ninth plague is that of darkness. The god of Egypt was Ammon-Re, the sun god. He was the father of Pharaoh, who was also thought of as a god. The Lord now sweeps this ultimate god aside. The contest is nearly over. Pharaoh now banishes Moses from his sight, threatening him that the day they meet again, Moses will die. Moses responds to this threat with a prophecy, "I will never see your face again." In chapter 4, Moses was told to say to Pharaoh, "Thus says the Lord, Israel is my firstborn son. I said to you, let my son go that he may worship me, but you refused to let him go. Now I will kill your firstborn son." All the plagues thus far have been building to this moment. They have been a series of public humiliations for the gods of Egypt. God has used this rebellion so that there will be such a great deliverance as will become the foundational story for the nation of Israel, the basis for the covenant he will make with them at Sinai, and something to remember and celebrate for all time. There is a mystery in the relationship between Pharaoh's incredible sin and the ruin he has brought on his own land, and the deep purposes of the Lord which have operated in the heart of this pretender God. And now the Lord will do what he promised: kill the firstborn son.